What is the kind of meditation the Buddha taught? Now, this is a very important topic because there are so many different ideas of what meditation is, and for the most part, they are right. Meditation was not essentially discovered by the Buddha. The reason I'm telling this is, well, I don't think this should be watched as a first video, because if you don't get the concept of anicca dukkha anatta, if you don't get the concept of how we are trapped in our value system, doing this meditation is going to be something difficult. So I believe only if you have understood this up to a certain extent, you can do this meditation. Yeah, so we have two aspects. One of them is mindfulness, or like awareness, and we've heard of this, yeah, present moment awareness throughout the day, and that's good, that's great if you can do it. Yeah, the thing is, our mind is this entity which is always selling us a lie. Our mind is this entity which is always telling us this is better, or that is better, or this is what should be happening, or this should happen, or this must happen. Sometimes how in your head such ideas and thoughts come. Actually, not sometimes. If you look closely, your mind is always selling you this lie. Yeah, so this meditation essentially has two aspects. One of them is awareness of them. One of them is awareness of it, and through this awareness, the letting go of it. If you understand what the mind is selling you is a lie, you automatically let that lie go. Now, I don't know how to put it more simply than that. It is these two main elements. Just seeing it for what it is, and by seeing it for what it is, you can let it go. But it is very tricky. Now, for example, say you are able to catch a few things. After a little while, you might come to a certain point where you get stuck. Why do you get stuck? Because you don't know how to see past a certain obstacle, see past a certain vidarshana. That is okay, because going into past patterns and going into past values and going behind other sort of temporarily short-term highs is not the answer here. We are trying to get deeply within our minds to see this illusion. So you are going to have to break through a lot of frames to get there. So let me give you a few examples of frames. Okay, for example, you might start this meditation and you might think, okay, I should be doing it in this particular way. Now there itself, your mind sold you something. It's like, have you heard that quote, green on the other side? This green itself is the mind. The mind itself becomes the green and sells it to you. It says it's green on the other side, it's greener here, it's greener here. So when the mind is showing you that it's green over here, look at that. Look at that completely for what it is. What is it that is showing you as green? Is it actually green? Now this is the exercise. This is the meditation. But here you have two approaches. One of them is to just analyze it, where you can kind of go into it and logically reason out whether this particular thing is green or not. Good. Yeah, I think that is essential. In breaking certain frames, it's good to do a bit of thinking. But also, once you get the hang of it, you will be able to look at it. Not even analysis, because analysis seems like a very, a very tiresome process, where you have to, no. This is more like you look at it and you see it and you let it go. Simply, just as simple as that. You see it truly for what it is, and when you see truly for what it is, you'll be able to let it go. When you see the mind for what it is, you'll be able to let it go. Yeah. So, for example, you might start this meditation and you might be doing it, and you are like, yeah, but I'm not doing it this way. No, I should have been doing it that way. There again, your mind is selling you something is green. Look at that. See if even that is valuable, or see if that is again the illusion of the mind showing you this is how it should be, when that itself is dukkha. This itself is what is keeping you from peace. Yeah. So once you see it, you will be automatically be able to let it go. Once you let it go, there is a certain level of energy, a certain level of relaxation, of samadhi. This is the happiness of letting go, the peace of letting go. However, if you try to get here, if you try to hold it and try to get here, then again you will miss out on it. This is the paradox of this path. This happiness doesn't come from obtaining, rather this happiness comes from letting go. Yeah, and how can you truly let go? By seeing it for what it is. See, we are not trying to put a label and say, oh, it's dukkha, oh, it's negative, oh, it's suffering. We just see it for what it is. And when we see it for what it is, truly for what it is actually not something which is keeping us happy. It's not really something which is keeping us at peace. This is what the Buddha meant as dukkha arya satya. Siyaluma de dukkha. But not in the way you think it is. Not that it's a negative this thing or a negative emotion kind of thing. It's very difficult to explain. But the reality of it is that it's a dukkha, that it's a negative. Yeah. So once you see the reality of it, once you see the negative truly for what it is, you'll obviously let it go, because there's absolutely no point of it. Yeah. So this letting go process is what happens. I'll give you another example. So for example, say you want to be a good friend, okay, and then you start getting anxiety, thinking, oh, I should have maybe talked to him that way, I should have approached him this way, I should have been kinder or whatever, and your mind can give you a lot of trouble. Yeah. So even there you can notice it. Notice how your mind is telling you this is the best possible thing, this is what's green, this is what should happen. But in reality, that's not the case. It is just what it is. See it for what it is, see it for the mind, and once you see it, it will dissolve. You'll be able to let it go. When you do this, little by little by little, the better you will get at it. It might not be like that, it might take a while. But the more you practice it, the more you will grow in wisdom. Your eye of wisdom, your wisdom eye, your third eye, but third eye is a bad translation because different spiritual practices use it for different things. Your wisdom eye will open, prajna, asa, open vela arila. You will be able to see reality for what it is. And basically, once you see it for what it is, all it does is let go. Yeah, it is a decision in the sense, it is a decision whether you are going to move into this process or not. Yeah, it is a decision to let go, but you don't let go by deciding, you let go by seeing. Yeah, I hope that made sense. This is essentially describing the undescribable, but I've been busy these couple of days and these couple of weeks, months actually, so it's been a bit difficult to balance with a hectic kind of lifestyle. But I also see that you can. Of course, it will be easier if you are alone at a particular place, but there itself, if you think it's better if you are away from everyone, if you are not in work at a moment where everything's more peaceful, well, that itself is your mind selling you that illusion again. That is your mind telling you that it's greener here, greener there. Yeah. So once you see that as the problem, even that you'll be able to let go. Throughout the day, each and every moment, if we are able to stay in this letting go process, that is the highest frequency you can vibrate on. That's the highest energy you can vibrate on. That itself is the Buddha energy. Yeah. So that itself is Satara Satipatthana in modern day terms. Yeah. So Theruwansaranai, best of luck.